Hi there, Lloyd Machedo, speaking to you from lloydmachedo.com. Who is Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding? Today the date is 18th March 2018. Time right now is 1:07 in the afternoon. Okay, this is going to be more of a private video. So if you're watching this video expecting some amazing value, no, it is not. It is going to be me sharing a very private, intimate moment about Father Angelo Fiumicelli. I hope I got the name right. And what a big impact he was on my life. Just to let you know, I'm an atheist. I became an atheist. The process started at the age of 31 once I started to research the Bible, and I found that everything was man-made. That's a story by itself. So then I became a student of science and realized, all religion is man-made, and that's where I went into science. But this gentleman, this Italian priest, was a very powerful, very, very powerful influence in my life, especially as a young boy. So I just want to give you a background about him and tell you, how an incident. The timeline is given below, so you can just check the timeline if you want specific particular incidents. So let me start by giving you an introduction about Father Angelo Fiumicelli. Father Angelo was born on 10th March 1926. So this priest was literally 92 years old. Good Lord, 92 years old. It just makes the hair on my body stand, like 10th March 1926. There's no hair here. 10th March 1926. It's unbelievable. I mean, he became a Capuchin during the Great War and was ordained as a priest in 15th March 1951. So nearly in his 30s, he became a priest. He spent 54 years as a missionary in the Arabian Peninsula, with the first 5 years as an assistant priest in Aden, 2 years in Bahrain, and an itinerary priest in visiting Qatar, Oman, and United Arab Emirates. 28 years in Aden as the first parish priest of Immaculate Conception Church in Malai, and a teacher at St. Anthony's High School. 1967, the British left Aden and a civil war followed. In 1973, all schools and churches were confiscated by the state. The sisters and priests were forced to leave the country. At the request of some ambassadors, Father Angelo was allowed to remain and spent 15 years as a priest in South Yemen. He experienced prison time, house arrest, and untold hardships of isolation and survival. His strong faith and good humor gave him a positive approach and told everyone to keep strong. In 1988, Bishop Bernard Gremoli transferred him to Dubai and then made him 2 years later Parish Priest of St. Michael's Church in Sharjah, where he remained until his definitive return to Italy in 2007. In 2016, during the 100-year jubilee of the Tuscan Capuchin presence in the Gulf, Father Angelo gave a moving short witness of his missionary life. No regrets, only thanks to God and thanks to people. His final words of encouragement were, love one another and God be with you. Funeral will be held in the Capuchin Church of Poppi in Poppi on Saturday, 17th March, 10 a.m. onwards. All right, so this is just a brief introduction about Father Angelo. Now, as far as I remember Father Angelo, me and my mom and my aunt and everyone else, we used to go to the church in the morning, St. Michael's Church in Sharjah, UAE. And we, like being a small boy, I would follow my mom and we'd go to the church and, go there, recite the rosary. Then when the priest would come, we'd stand up. Then after the beginning blessings, we'd sit down, the readings would go on. Then after that, we would stand up once again when the father would take the host and the wine and bless it, and then we'd go have the host, the bread, come back to our seat. Then after finishing the prayers, we'd all go home feeling good that we were close to God. So we used to do this every day in the morning. My mother used to get up in the morning, go to church. Those days there was no traffic. I remember Sharjah, there was no traffic, so it was easier to go to church. And one day when I went, and I was a small boy, you could say no bigger than my mom's waist. So I was a small boy. I think I was 11 or 12, maybe that age. And we used to see this priest. One day as I was kneeling down, we are facing the altar. The altar is like, if I'm looking at you, you're the altar. And from there, like the father, he opened the curtain. There's two curtains at the side, where the priest goes in and comes out. They can come out this way or this way. So they the priest used to come from this way, and they used to finish the mass and go out this way. And the sacristy was this side of the church. So from here, Father opened the curtain and he just put his head out like this. We used to sit on the first bench, and he looked at me and said, "Hey, shh, come on." So I looked at him, I was like, "Huh? What? Me?" And he said, yeah, come. So my mom said, go. And I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't know what to do. So I went there, and no sooner I went there, the sacristan who was there, Victor, I think his name was Victor, he immediately said, okay, you're going to go with Father. He said, come, we will go to the altar. I said, Father, I don't know anything. No, don't worry. You just follow me. And before I knew it, they put the robe on me. They put the altar boy's robe on me. I was like, Father, I don't know. Don't worry, just follow me. So he told me, you just come behind me. I said, I don't know anything. Don't worry, it's okay. And I didn't know what to do. And Father asked me to come in the front. And I remember going there and I was joining. I was like, what to do? And then he took me down. There are 2 steps. He took me down, put me in front of the altar. So here I'm facing the altar. And he joined. He's like, and I was like, I was just looking at him. And then genuflection, that is kneeling on one knee. I knelt down. I looked at him. And he's like, and then he said, so I followed him. I was supposed to actually go front first. I followed him. Then he just held my shoulder and said, be here. Okay. And then he came up there and then he bowed and he started the mass, and I was like, just standing there, looking at my mom. I didn't know what to do. So then after the first part was doing the reading. So he said, come. Then I went and sat down. You sit down near the church. Those of you who are Christian Catholics, you know what I'm saying. So after that was breaking of the bread. No, when the reading, the Father says the church reading. He told me stand there. He went, read the Holy Gospel. Then he came back in front of the table. He brought me there. And when giving the water and wine, the altar boys on the stage have to give water and wine to the priest. So Father told me, this. So I would take the water and wine and give it and wash his hands. Just those are the basic rituals that you have to do when you're in the church. So I was doing that. And then when the Father raises the bread, saying that this is the body of Christ or this is the blood of Christ, like he raises the wine, and so you're supposed to ring the bell. I didn't know what to do. So he was like putting it up and looking down like this and saying, so I was ringing the bell. I didn't know what to do. So these are some of the crazy stuff that I was doing. I didn't know what to do. And then after the mass got over, he took me and I was like, Father, I did this. He said, you did very good. You're a very good boy. You come tomorrow. I was very happy. And then my mother and everyone, we went home and we celebrated in a small restaurant eating masala dosa. So we ate. Indians would know. This is dosa. It's like a big Indian bread with potatoes. So after that, I kept attending church every day because I could become an altar boy. And because of Father Angelo, I became an altar boy. Then he made me an altar boy leader. And he helped me. He kept helping me improve. And my leadership skills improved because of him. My communication skills improved because of him. I used to recite the rosary. I used to do the reading. I used to take part in the altar boys. And he trusted me and he gave me the authority to be the leader. And he loved me. He loved me a lot. He was like a father figure to me. He really loved me. He never judged me. He always had a soft corner for me. He was a great man. He was really, truly a great man. Unlike many of these Indian priests, these Asian priests, most of them are fucking hypocrites. I'll tell you, don't mind me saying this. I'm an Indian myself, but most Indian priests are fucking hypocrites. I have met like Father Lawrence Castellino, amazing human being. He's an Indian. I love that man. He was so instrumental. He's very close to me. Father Lawrence Castellino from Bangalore. But the majority of Indian priests are fucking assholes. Seriously, fucking assholes. I can name a few of them. Father Godwin was a fucking asshole. There were these commercial priests like Father Felix. He was busy into making money, hugging Filipina girls. And then there was Father, what's his name? Sebastian or something, I think his name is. He was involved in child molestation because he used to hold children's hands and do this and feel their hands and all that. So I've really had bad experiences with priests, especially Indian priests, are fucking idiots. Okay, some of them were they were caught for using church money to fund their private projects. But Father Angelo was never like that. He had a heart of gold. Where most of the priests judged me, where most of the priests put me down, where most of the priests were molesting children or women, he was not involved in politics. He was not involved. He was a good priest. And there's also another priest, I think Father Tom. I'm not too sure. He was a Filipino priest from St. Mary's Church. They are really, really good priests. I'll tell you, amazing priests. When they would pray, you could feel it they didn't do it to impress anyone. In fact, Father Angelo told me that he was persecuted for Christ. Even during the Nazi days, he was persecuted for Christ. They put him in a box for literally a week where they would shit and piss and even eat in that same box, And when they took him out, he still believed in God. So he was a man of God. He was really, really man. And when he would pray, I would feel, he would say, "Oh, Father, who art in heaven, holy be your name." He would say it in a way that, you would feel it. He never criticized me. He never judged me. He never made me feel like shit. He never said, "You're this, you're that," nothing. He always, and he would work until he would sweat. He would literally sweat. I could smell his sweat, his musky odor, because he would put that much of effort. In fact, this is one incident nobody knows. I was in sergeant school, and one day I found out I failed in Arabic. So I came to the church and I cried and I hugged him and I cried. And the poor guy thought that I was studying in St. Mary's Church, and he went and blasted a nun, thinking that she was responsible for me failing. And the poor nun got a shock of her life. He did because he loved me. He never told my mother anything bad about me. He supported my mother, even though my mother took him for a ride. He used to give my mother to sell cards in the church, which even though people were bidding, he would never look at anyone's bid. He would give it to my mother because he loved my mother. And he did it because he truly, truly was a good man. I have nothing bad to say about Father Angelo. He was really a man of God. He never looked at any woman in a bad way. He never spoke anything bad. He never took money. He was a good man. And it's a shame. It's really a shame that he died. I would say the Catholic Church lost a great soul, a really great soul. A person like him should have been promoted to a bishop or should have been a pope. It's sad that, people who work hard, who give their life, without playing the game of politics, they can't climb up. Father Angelo was nothing but an epitome of greatness for the Catholic Church. And if there was any bit of goodness or belief that I had in the Catholic Church, it's because of him. So I'm pretty sure he would be heartbroken to know I became an atheist. He was also the first priest that blessed my first marriage. So to my first wife. He was a good man, a good priest, an amazing human being. And, obviously as I grew up, we had a fallout, but I have nothing to say other than good things. So I just wanted to make this video as a tribute to Father Angelo. He is dead, and I know he's never going to see this video. I don't believe in this soul business, rest in peace and soul and go to heaven and all that shit, because it's all man-made. But if there is a heaven, if there is a God, and if there is a heaven, I know for a fact that he will be in heaven. Father Angelo, if you are watching this, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for blessing this Indian boy who was brought up in a fucked up home, who didn't get any proper upbringing, but who got only love from you. You You were like a father figure to me. You were like a role model to me. You were like the person who really gave me a lot of love. I never thanked you. I was never able to return the favor. I was never able to do anything worthwhile for you. But you did everything for me. So I just want to say thank you. And wherever you are, I just hope you're happy. So, this is Lord Machedo, just giving his tribute to Father Angelo. I just want to say thank you. And it's people like him. It's people like him who give hope to people that there is a God. Because if there was a Jesus Christ, I would say it would be him. It would be Father Angelo. I could see Jesus Christ. Anyway, live from LiveMachedo.com, who's Live Machedo and Think Personal Branding, giving his tribute to Father Angelo and just saying thank you, Father. Thank you for everything, and we'll miss you. Take care. This is live from LiveMachedo.com, who's Live Machedo and Think Personal Branding, saying goodbye for now. Take care, guys.